As you might imagine here, the Flames and Oilers are always tied, whether they are or not. But in the eyes of fans and critics and whatever, they're always going to be compared. And they're already the kind of drumbeat. Well, this is like that old boys club that everybody made fun of when you had Kevin Lowe and Paul Coffey and Craig McTavish. You had that whole thing, and we know how that went in Edmonton. Why will this be different? I think in any job, you hire people you end up knowing that you trust. Especially in a spot like Craig, it's your first real jump in as a general manager. You're going to want people that you feel like you know well and that you can trust. Why? I guess what leads you to believe that this is something that could work if, in fact, at Ginla, we hear Alex Tanguay's name potentially, that he's bringing in his buddies to help run the ship.
Why will this be different? Like, Craig Conroy has vast NHL experience that he wasn't just a Calgary Flame. You know, he played a chunk of his career there in the middle, of course, getting to the Cup final in 2004. Also finished his career there, but had stops in other places. You know, this is a late round draft pick that played 4 years of college hockey, that has done everything in the NHL from healthy scratch all the way to captain. And then off the ice, as you mentioned, his career experience, this is year 14 in terms of either being a special assistant or an actual assistant general manager. That I mentioned, he's touched every facet of this organization, so he's earned the opportunity. This isn't the sort of backslapping cronies, old boys club that you see perpetuated here. And I think when you look at some of the people that he might bring in and is rumored to bring in, like, is there a better connection than bringing someone like Jarome Iginla back into the fold, in not just a window dressing advisory sort of way? Like, this is a real critical year for Jarome Iginla in terms of coaching his son in Kelowna, wants to get that, have that experience, but is someone that really believes in and is passionate about coaching and development. What role does Jarome Iginla hold? We're going to learn a little bit more about Craig Conroy and who he ultimately selects as the next coach of this team. So, everyone has connections. Everyone has people that they trust. But all of those people, whether it's Jarome Iginla or Alex Tanguay and the experience he had in Colorado, or whoever it might be that he brings in, they're not just – that's kind of one difference between some of the Oilers guys. Like, yeah, Kevin Lowe went and won a cup in New York. But I looked at those guys as dyed-in-the-wool Edmonton Oilers. These guys that you're talking about with, being attached to Craig Conroy have sort of been all over the place, even though they have roots in Calgary.